Jabber talk, jabber talk. Jabber, 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 jabber talk. Jabber talk, jabber talk. Jabber, 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 jabber talk. Miss Jabber, Miss Jabber, jabber talk.
Here we are back again. This is the Jabber Talk podcast. I am Jacqueline Malcolm and we have a pixie on the pod.
We've got a pixie on the pod, surrounded by viruses. Ding, 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 ding.
I'm not sure how well pixies survive in pandemics, but you seem to be holding up really well, actually.
Actually, I'm feeling okay, and sometimes a bit guilty that I feel so okay, that I'm so suited to self-isolate or to, being isolated and not having to go out and not having, although I am going out for like walks and exercises, to keep the fresh air helps.
Yes, exactly.
To keep everything balanced. But I'm getting so much done.
There.
I'm getting all my things done, ticking so many boxes. I've finished, even though they've extended the university hand-in times, but I'm still getting everything done way ahead of what the original due-by dates were. So it's just like, this is it then. This is my life.
This is it. And I wasn't sure, to be honest, because I know you have your fatigues. What are they called again?
Functional fatigue.
Sorry, I forget. You had your functional fatigue. So to be honest, because I know depression can kind of come along with that because of the uncertainty of why you're feeling so lethargic.
Yeah.
So to be honest, I didn't know if that was going to all kick in, but it hadn't seemed to. And I think you're right. It's actually worked well for you.
Yeah.
In this kind of lockdown situation. So thank God for that.
Yes. If I wasn't able to go out for the walks, I think it might be a different thing.
Yeah.
But actually getting that exercise and because walking helps. It helps me physically and it helps me mentally. And so, yes, and emotionally. And it's been sunny.
It's been beautiful weather. But then you have the naughty 3,000 people who go to Lambeth Park. And makes them have to close down the park. So, I mean, it's getting that balance, isn't it? If we all think about other people, like I'm absolutely fine staying home.
Right.
And just going out on the balcony. So what I do is I only go out 3 times a week to the park.
Right.
Because I know there are some people like yourself who need to go out every single day for their own mental well-being. So if we all approached it that, well, this isn't just about me. This is about us.
Yes.
Right?
Because what if the government do what they threaten to do, that if people don't behave, that they'll just shut everything down.
Exactly.
And people won't be allowed to go out even for the exercise. You have to exercise at home.
Exactly.
I would hate that.
It would be awful. It would be absolutely awful. And so that's why we all have to just be fair. If we all just go out once a day for no more than an hour, then everybody gets to go out.
Right.
Simple as that. Everybody gets to go out. But if you're being selfish and want to just be out there for 4 or 5 hours, just laying in the sun, not even exercising, having a picnic, having a barbecue on the beach, then you're having a joke. You're having a joke.
And you're joking with my time. Stop it.
Stop it, boy. But that's not what we're talking about today.
It isn't what we're talking about.
You see, this is why we said we should do videos so that people can understand what you're actually doing when you're making these sounds.
I don't think that's necessary. They can figure it out.
Okay, yes, guess the sound and win £2 million. But not on this podcast, so I'm not sure who you're going to find to pay you. But there you go. So, we wanted to talk.
Guess the sound.
They really wouldn't. We want to talk about doppelgangers.
Yes, doppelgangers.
Doppelgangers. And
fascinating
because I Pixie, you watched a brilliant, you read a brilliant article. I read a brilliant, I watched, oh my gosh, stop. You read, I watched. That's how it goes. Actually, that is really how it goes. So I watched this brilliant documentary on YouTube about these doppelgangers because these researchers wanted to look into it to see, okay, look, we talk about it all the time. Everybody apparently has a doppelganger. Now, for those who don't know what a doppelganger is, it's that person who is meant to literally look just like you, almost like your twin, but they're living on the other side of the world, somewhere else. That has always been the mindset. And it's always been kind of like seen as a science fiction kind of, oh no, that sounds like the police. Does that sound more? No, that sounds like a rehearsal for a choir. What's the
voices?
Right, what's the type?
I don't know.
What's the Twilight Zone type music? Yeah, no, that's
better than police.
Yeah. Okay, neither of us can do Twilight Zone music, but maybe when we edit, we can add some in at the end so that people know where we were going. Nope. Okay then. So we always kind of thought, well, is it really true? So these researchers wanted to look into it. Andrew, you know, it is so true. They found first these older gentlemen, both well in their 60s, both retired, and one moved to somewhere like Basingstoke or somewhere like that. I can't remember exactly where. They wanted to move. He moved with his wife, retired, and then the moment he went to the town, they were all like, "Oh, hey Bob, how are you?" Now his name's John. "Oh, hey Bob, how are you? Hey Bob, how are you?" And it's like, "Wait, I'm not Bob." And so they literally just laugh at him like he was totally joking. So then, 2 weeks later, he finally meets Bob. Because he walks into the cafe where he is, and it's like, oh my God, that's got to be Bob. And they literally look like, not just twins, they look like identical twins.
Right.
So they've had, and not only that, they dress the same. They literally dress the same. Their wives' names were both the same. They married around the same time in their lives.
Scary.
I mean, seriously, there were so many similarities.
Yeah.
And then look of all the places in all the world that they could have chose to retire, they chose the same town to retire in.
Yeah.
So now they're best friends and they do everything together and they go on tours, they do public speaking about what it was like to find your doppelganger.
Right.
They stand the same. Sorry, go on.
Because that was crazy. That reminded me of when years and years ago, I remember reading an article about twins who had been separated at birth. And then they were acting that way, that like they'd never met each other, and yet they wore the same kind of clothes. They were identical twins, and they had the same kind of boyfriends or partners. They looked the same,
right?
And everything about them, their lifestyle and their jobs and their careers were the same.
Wow!
But they were actually twins, so there's got to be something in the DNA.
No, well, you see, they tested the DNA. They tested the DNA, and even through their ancestry, nothing.
No.
Absolutely nothing that connected them. They were literally, there was no ancestry stream, like they all came from Sweden.
Yeah.
They came from the other sides of the world. There was nothing in their ancestry. And so then, of course, the researchers went in to look for more. They found around 5 people.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even that hard, but 5 people who not just look the same, they literally look like identical twins.
Right.
So they did all the face matching on their computers, the programming, and it said, an identical twin would normally hit around 90% or above. Yeah. All of them hit 90% or above, and yet they're total strangers from their DNA.
Wow.
So there's
what if they found any more than that? What if they found any that were like doppelganger triplets?
You see, I bet they haven't gone into that yet. Because, of course, they haven't even started that stream of person yet. Because there is only one answer. This has got to be cloning. Answer? It's got to be cloning. They've got to be cloning us.
Can it be cloning?
It is cloning. It is. If they do it, they take your DNA.
From where?
From when you're first born. Oh, no, that can't be right. No, I tell you what.
The MMR injection.
There.
Let's spread that.
I had to go quiet. Wait, I haven't thought this through, so I don't have any answers why it could possibly be cloning. But it's too phenomenal.
It is crazy,
right? So what would you do if you walked into your doppelganger?
I'd tell them to get your eyebrows sorted. I'm growing them out because of coronavirus. I can't go and get them waxed.
Oh, funny. I mean, no, but seriously, would you welcome them? Would you want to be their friend?
I don't know, because it's like at the moment, I've had people I've met people who look similar to me,
Yes.
but I couldn't see it. But everyone else, like all her friends,
Yes.
were saying to her, "Oh my God, I look just like her." And then all my friends were saying, we both look the same.
You
And
couldn't
it was
see it.
everyone was all up in arms, but I couldn't see it and she couldn't see it.
That
And
is
so
so
then we just, but didn't keep staying in touch, didn't make friends.
Right,
Because
you didn't
neither of us
see it.
could see it.
Right.
But if I could see someone who, I think I'd just be overcritical, because I'm overcritical with myself.
Oh, what do you mean? You'd literally start criticising your
Well,
doppelganger.
no, I wouldn't criticise immediately, but...
In my life, that's hilarious. So you're going through this
don't
amazing
know.
phenomenon just to then start criticising them.
Yes.
Oh, you are a little bit fat.
I knew I was right.
I was right. Put my jeans on. Yes, they don't look right. That's hilarious. I don't know. I would say it would have to still be based on character. And do I like the person? Are they a nice person? Whether or not I'd stay friends with them. Because I don't know.
Do you think you'd stay friends with yourself?
No.
Because from the sounds of it, they have the similar kind of characters.
Exactly. I don't
So
know.
then-
There's two Jackies in the same space. I'm not sure.
I'm not sure.
Because
There are two Jackies because of the way your personality works anyway. You've got your fun side and your business side.
I know.
But the two never meet.
The two never meet. And the problem is when people only know my fun side and then I introduce my business side, that doesn't normally go down well.
It doesn't go down well.
So I have to try and keep the two kind of parted. Otherwise it gets very confusing.
Yeah.
Very fast. Wow. So what if your doppelganger ended up being evil, just like the movie Us?
Oh, yes.
Which I could not see. I could not watch it. I was way too scared. Way too scared for such
I watched
shenanigans.
it. It was very scary.
Yes.
Yes, it was very good though. It was very, very interesting and a nice little twist to it as well. So, but would I?
If they were
evil, what would happen then? Oh yes, no. Well, I would still see them as a stranger. They'd still be
a
stranger. So even if they looked like me, and it would be a case of just getting to know them as a person. So if I found out they were evil and doing evil things, then I would report them to the police at once. But then what if they arrested me, saying it was me, reporting myself?
Exactly. And that you were in on it. This story goes too far.
It does.
And I blame 5G.
5G is responsible for so much.
5G is causing doppelgangers. Because it doesn't make any kind of which way sense. I mean, if you're a believer in God and then the creation and really we ran out of sperm, he couldn't create enough sperm. Has he got jars of them that they're all the same, or the eggs?
But then
that
they
all look
aren't
the same?
because
It's
the
like,
DNA is different.
This is it. So
right,
that's all I can have to say on doppelgangers.
Yes. What
Would you do if you walked into a room and there sat your doppelganger?
Hello, I'm your doppelganger. No, you're my doppelganger. I shouldn't have said that the same way around.
Because you've been speaking the same. I love it. Well, I think on that note, that note, we've probably run out of
pixie
time.
doppelganger.
That would be a mess.
It would.
It would literally be a mess.
It wouldn't be good.
I mean, Hugh, your partner, is an elf, and you two together are enough.
Yeah.
You two are enough.
A little bit scary there.
Exactly. So we wouldn't need to be adding in no more pixies.
Right. So let's not meet our doppelgangers. We've agreed?
Yeah. I think we've agreed.
Time for the song. Oh,
there.
That was the Georgia Munt. Time for the song.
Time for the song. We put the world to right. We put the world to right. Hey, we put the world to right. We put the world to right. That was my doppelganger.